Hello everyone. This video is about Cadence skill programming. Today's topic will be string and regular expression. We will cover some of the commands for string and regular expression. The material for this video comes from my book Cat Scripting Language. For those who have my book, the material will be on page 513 to 519. First, I'd like to display the material for this video from page 509 to page 519 of the Get Scripting Language book. Here are the commands for the regular expression of skill. We will cover regex compile, regex execute, regex replace, regex substitute, regex match. Here a typical sample example. Given a string and we want to use regular expression to check on some pattern. In this case, we use regex compile to check whether we have an alpha ladder or not. Regex compile is to compile the regular expression. Once you compile the regular expression, you execute. Here we check whether string A here, which contain alpha and number, and we execute mean that we check again this regular expression. So we're looking for an alpha. If there's an alpha, a ladder, then we bring it out. This is a quite simple example. On this one, we got a new string, and what we try to look for a ladder followed by a number. So we have a ladder and followed by a number. So when we execute this one command, it will found a number. Similarly, we have a string, we can ladder a number, and we want to check with regex match. And if it found, we bring ladder followed by a digit. As we skim over the rest, then we come back. For those who have the material here, we try to do in different language, Perl, Ruby, Python, and Tickle. This section is for string, and here are the command for the string. Basically, we will cover only few commands, namely string cat, parse string, and build string. The first example, we want to convert data in with angle bracket here into this kind of format, and we use parse string and build string to do that. What does parsing do? Basically, it given a string, it passing according to the separator here. We given the angle bracket. Then once this command is executed, you have a list with two items, data in and number 2. So after parse string, you get a list. Then you rebuild the string again, can build string. You stitch together the item of the list with this underscore here. So that's what the underscore come from. I will come back for more detailed explanation. Here I just want to skim over for those who do not have my books. Here we have some example of parse string. Parse string is given a string, we're going to pass into a list. So we have a list and we use command parse string. After execute this command, this is the output. You have a list of 5 items here. Notice that I don't put in the separator. So by default it's an empty space. So you have Bob as one element, 78. That includes the dash, team, and 98. So you have 5 elements in there after this command. The second command given a string. Now we choose the separator. So it will pass according to this. It will break the string according to this separator here. Here basically we have the first one item and the second item. Pay attention to the space here. We have a space at the end of the egg here. Similarly, we have a space before team. Now for the separator, we can put multiple items here. Here we put a space and a dash. So after execute this command, you will see that the dash is gone because the dash now is the separator itself. So it only pick Bob, 78, team, and 98. A typical usage in SKU is you use a build string and parse string together. For example, here we get a string like this and we turn something into like this. So we pick every item in here, then we put the column in the middle. So you use parse string and the string, the target string, and here we get the separator, the empty field, and the underscore. So after execute this command, you basically have 4 fields like this. So you have a list like this. Then you use a build string to turn the list into back into a string. So parse string turn the string into a list. Build string turn a list into a string. So it stitched together with this one. A typical example again, we have build string and parse string. Suppose we have a data pane, a pin name, the in with the angle bracket here. We want to turn this into this. Data in underscore 2. We use parse string and we give them the target string, and here we give 2 separator. We have the angle, less than and greater than. After we execute the parse string, we will have a list with 2 elements, namely data in and 2. So we have a list data in and 2. Then we just build string. So we convert the string, the list back into a string, and we put the dash sign in the middle of the item. That's what you see the underscore 2 here. Here is the same example. We have the data in 2, data in 3. Now we have multiple data here. So execute this command, you will have something like this. Data in 2. So this is parse string data in and data 2. And we have a list of this. Then we use build string turn this list into a string. So on the next command we will say regex compile and regex replace. Regex compile, it takes the regular expression. In this case, it's just the angle, sharp angle, open and close. Once you execute this command, you use regex replace and give a string. So we're going to target this bracket here. So we can change those brackets into underscore. Typically, you put 0. If you put 0, if you change everything, you can see that. Replace. Then it replaced there in 2, there in 3. If you put 0, 0 means everything. If you put 1, means just replace the first item. You can see that first item had underscore and the rest stay the same. If you put 2, you see that the first sharp bracket is still there, but the second closing angle is underscore. So we use regex compile and regex replace. The next command we want to exploit is regex match p. So regex match p take a string, and this is the regular expression. What do we want to check? In this case, we say that, hey, given a string, we want to look, is that a match for a number from 0 to 9? And yes, that's 1, 2, 3 here, so the return should be true. Similarly, we look into the, is there a ladder in this string? Yes, there's a bunch of ladder, so we return true. And here we're looking for a capital letter. Isn't a capital letter in this string? No, that's not. So return nil. So that's not a capital here, return nil. Here we look for any letter, either regular or capital. So we say from A to Z, and from capital A to capital Z, then this return true. Here we're looking for a letter followed by a number. We have letter and we have number, but in this letter there's a space in there, so it does not match, so we return nil. Now if we take away the space between the letter here, then it will return true. So regex match take a string and it use the regular expression to check whether the string contains the pattern or not. In our next example, we have a string, a name and a number. So we have Bob and a number, Tim and a number. What we like to do is to multiply the number by 2 for both Bob and Tim, and the output should be like this. So 78 should be multiplied by 2, that equivalent to 156. 98 multiplied by 2, the answer is 196. So we're going to create a new string, initialize to empty, and we use a for each loop. We pass a string, the default is empty space. So after this one, we get a list with 4 elements in there, and we put each element in X. Then we interrogate X. We use the command regex match p. We check whether X has any letter at all. If X has a letter, we know it's a name, so we concatenate X into a new string. So we use a string cat to concatenate. Else, which means that item do not have any letter, and we know it's a number. The first thing we do is to multiply that number by 2 and put into variable num. So we use command sPrintf, and we use eval string x multiplied by 2, and we put the result into num2 variable. Finally, then we concat num2 into a new string. If we bring it out, the results will be like this. So in this little program here, we use parse Regex p string cat and sPrintf. I will repeat the same problem here using different way to do it, and in this same problem we use regex compile, and we use regex execute, regex substitute. So again, we have a string like this, has a name and a number, and we want to create something like this. On a number multiplied by 2, first thing we use the regex compile. So here we have a regular expression. So we look for a number, one or more number. So now we have plus sign here. So we take a big single digit or 2 digit of any number of digit. So regex compile, this is regular expression. We look for a number. Then again we use for each loop. We spark a string, the default is empty space again. Now we execute x. So here we regex compile. Now we check whether this x here, string x here, again this regular expression here. Once we execute x, then we get the output. Then we substitute, we get the output, and we put into variable num. Once we get variable num, we want to check the condition of num. Okay, if num is nil, mean that the item in here does not contain any letter. So we know it's a name, so we concatenate. So the not num here mean that after we recompile, we're looking for a digit, one or more digit. We check again the string x here. Then we got the result. We regex substitute and we put to num. Then we check the condition of num. If not a num, means it's not a number, then we concat, it's a name. If it's a number, then we gonna multiply by 2 and we put into variable num2, then we concatenate. And if we bring the new string, we should get like this. So I just show you 2 ways to do it. There may be more way, but I want to use the command, show you how to use the command regex execute, regex compile, regex substitute.